Welcome, Pisces, to the month of December 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and rising signs in the final and 12th zodiac sign of Pisces the fish, as it's depicted by two fish going in different directions. And I believe 2019, they're hopefully going to go in the same direction. Okay? So, now, without further ado, and as this will be my last reading of the year, I will be taking a break, and I'll be back though for February's readings, especially for us Pisces, because of health concerns. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the fact that we have the sun here and Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the sun in Sagittarius, Mercury retrograde, and on December 1st, Mercury moves retrograde into the sign of Scorpio, into the 9th house. For those of you with Pisces rising, this is what will affect possibly your 9th house dealings. Now, I have Virgo rising, so it somewhat semi-applies to me, but for those that have Pisces rising, listen up closely because this is going to be a beautiful reading. Now, so as I said, Mercury goes retrograde in Scorpio into the 9th house, and subsequently sextiles the moon in our opposite sun. I'm a Pisces. Our opposite sun sign of Virgo. Okay, so making a 60-degree short but sweet sextile between the retrograded Mercury and the luminary of the moon and or emotions. So you can have some pleasant dealings with others as well as your significant partner, possibly on a long distance trip or journey, possibly to see family for the holidays. And so that'll happen. And then on December 2nd, Venus, which has been or had been transiting your 8th house of others as resources in Libra, where it naturally rules the sign of Libra, the planet Venus, now moves into the fixed water sign of Scorpio into your 9th house and creates a love of possibly learning or philosophy or other cultures or whatever it might be. Then on December 3rd, Uranus in your 2nd house in Aries opposes the moon once the moon goes into your 8th house in Libra and makes or does the 180. And as I like to say, that this is a point of awareness. This gives you the awareness that perhaps emotionally you're not valuing yourself enough, as in your own earning capacity versus others'. Perhaps this might be a had a bit of a codependent situation emotionally, drawing on the need for others' help and realizing, or you will realize and become aware that you had it in you all along, hopefully. And I'm learning that myself. That's exactly why I said that. I'm going, okay, yeah, I'm just doing a lot of praying and affirming and trying to think positive on something to manifest and come to pass for me. Then on December 5th, Mercury retrograde conjuncts the moon in Scorpio, now in your 9th house. Also, the 9th house deals with religion and philosophy. So if you're at all spiritual minded, this is also the house of the higher mind. And as you know, being a Pisces, some of you may feel so tuned in at this time, especially, wow. But watch now, on December 6th, Mercury goes direct. So get out of here, retrograde. And okay, so with that conjunction between the moon and Mercury retrograde, I forgot to mention that, there is a need to communicate more clearly with your, or about your beliefs or belief system. You know, and for instance, I'm a vegan, and I have been called out by a family member's husband about how I'm posting too much on Facebook. Well, it's my Facebook wall, and yet this person is posting far too much on politics. I don't say anything. This is a time now that once Mercury goes direct, you'll be able to speak up for yourself and your beliefs in a very intense but not overpowering way. Just, you know, hey, I am, you can say, hey, I am who I am. I'm not going to change that for anybody anymore. I'm tired of always being told what to do. This is going to be the ability for you to speak up, and emotionally, with that conjunction, by the way. So now moving right along, and now, mind you, I am recording this, and I apologize. I am not feeling well because I've been dealing with vertigo and the symptoms with vertigo, and I've been feeling very exhausted, and I think that's something that a lot of Pisces are feeling, but this is, I believe this is December 8th. So here I'm speaking about the new moon the day after the new moon. This is weird. Okay, so the new moon occurs in your 10th house in Sagittarius, and I love it when the moon goes into Sagittarius. And look here with the new moon in the 10th house of career. The reason I love the moon in Sagittarius is it's like, I kid you not, I see people all the time being a lot more joyous, a lot more, like last night, for instance, exactly last night. I was feeling a lot of camaraderie with my neighbors down in the front lobby. People were responding kindly and and so incredibly joyously, and I love the moon in Sagittarius because of that. So with this new moon, it is a time to go within and reassess your career needs. So that's a good thing, and that happens at 15 degrees Sagittarius, 7 minutes. And then the following day, December 8th, Uranus in Aries in your second house of money trines the new moon as it builds its way toward the first quarter. And so this then will bring much needed harmony and possible assistance and great cooperation that you didn't expect, as the planet of Uranus deals with unexpected sudden changes. You will get maybe a sudden raise and or promotion in your, second house deals with money and what you value. The second to the 10th house is with this harmonious trine here. You may very well receive something unexpectedly, and which will help you out a lot. And then 2 days later, on December 10th, Uranus squares. Now, let me change this. It's moving out of, the moon now no longer is in Sagittarius, but is in your 11th house of friendships, and now squares Uranus as it's 3 houses, 3 signs away, 90 degrees of a perfect square between the moon now in the pragmatic, responsibility, more serious-minded sign of Capricorn in the 11th house versus the disruptive planet of Uranus in the fiery sign of Aries in your second house. So with this square, emotionally you will feel not necessarily at ease, but you will be like, in other words, there will be a challenge to your value system in a group setting, as also the 11th house deals with group events. Not really quite sure how that will pan out. Then on December 12th, Mercury moves into the sign of Sagittarius, your 10th house of career. And this then will bring a lot of ability to speak more joyfully. And with Mercury here, it'll bring a lot of fun and joy into your career sector at this time, as we are gearing toward Christmas. And let's see. Then the following day, December 13th, Uranus sextiles the moon. Once the moon goes into the sign of Aquarius, into those of us those of you that don't know yet, the 12th is the naturally ruling house of Pisces. So now, once the moon enters Aquarius, and notice that Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius. So with this very again, short but sweet, but also still quite harmonious and positive sextile, being that it is an evenly spaced angle, as it's 2 signs rather than 3 signs when it was a square. Now you have Uranus sextiling the moon, giving you the ability to tap into your dreams and maybe possibly you'll dream of some winning lottery ticket scratch off numbers, or I mean, I don't know, something like that. And it might suddenly bring you sudden winnings or something. Then on, let's see, December 15th, okay, halfway through the month, the first quarter moon occurs in the sign of Pisces, in your first house of the self and body. Now notice, not only is the moon in Pisces, but Mars is in Pisces, and our ruling planet Neptune is in Pisces, in the first house. So those of you with Pisces rising, but I'm assuming possibly even those of us with our sun, and the majority of people like myself with a stellium, lots. Natally, my Mars is in Pisces. So here you'll see we're going to begin to have more physical, bodily energy, not only emotionally, but physically and even spiritually. We're going to feel on top of the world, if you will. Okay? So, notice this is my little Christmas angel, by the way. And, oh, it's too bad I didn't think about, will she fit? Ah! Oops. So, wait a minute. Oh. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay, she's on top of the world. She's not gonna fall off the... Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, like I said, getting back to what I was saying. All right. Now, this first quarter phase moon is going to bring, similar to the new moon phase, building up to, say, for instance, new starts physically, in other words, just what I just got through saying, more energy, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, okay? Once again, it's hot in here because I can't have the air conditioning's not working because it's not hot enough outside, but then I can't turn the fan on up above me because you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm saying. It's too noisy. So, all right then. Okay. Now I gotta focus here. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Getting back to it. The moon. Once the moon moves into the sign of Aries, it squares the sun in Sagittarius. Now, interestingly enough, let's see, sun square, oh no, wait, no, oh gee, wait a minute, my bad. Oh, okay, right, that would have been a trine otherwise. Okay, pardon me. Okay, with this square, now notice the moon in our sign of Pisces Okay, we're mutable. So is Sagittarius. And with the sun in this beautiful, flexible time of the year, though people are not always as flexible with their driving skills, I saw a lot of impatient people on the road, and possibly the very reason for that, as my astrologer told me, is that when the moon is in a fire sign, the 7th of December, people are impatient, impulsive, and in a hurry. So seriously, I saw a lot of that last night, and I was a little bit nervous. Somebody else was driving, and oh my God. Okay, so, however, this square, though Sagittarius is a broad-minded, mutable, / hashtag flexible sign, it can be, because it's a fire sign, it can, with this 90-degree square to the moon in our sign of Pisces, it can bring on tensions between, like, your emotional state and or the need to hurry up and get things done because, oh my God, the holidays. So be mindful of not being in such a hurry that you end up injuring yourself. And the area that we have to watch out for is our feet. Pisces rules the feet. Also the back too. Our backs tend to be tender. Watch out for, any kind of physical injuries in whatever you do as a career. Okay? To your body. Whew. Okay. Then December 18th at 7:22, Uranus. Where is it? Uranus conjuncts the moon in Aries. Okay? In your second house of money. And this conjunction will bring on quite an emotional, like, sudden upheaval. Maybe you'll have a tendency to spend too much, or yeah, well, I don't know. Let's see. See, with my Virgo rising, with Libra there on the second house, I always have a difficult time balancing. But since Aries is its opposite sun sign, yeah, I would say this would stand for being very impulsive about how you spend your money. So emotionally, think carefully before you go into debt over Christmas. Okay. Then on December 20th at 0 hours 43 minutes, Mars in our sign of Pisces sextiles the moon. Once the moon goes in the beautifully earthy sign of Taurus in the third house of communications. So emotionally, there may be a bit of emotional I don't want to say stubbornity, because actually with this sextile there won't be. There's going to be a flow of, let's see, communicating. Let me think here. Mars in the spiritual sign of Pisces, sextile to the moon in Taurus. There's going to be the need to take action for yourself and not always being... so in other words, allowing yourself to be a little bit selfish in a healthy way, rather than always doing for the other person. This is the house of this is why I keep pointing to the 7th house of others. I've got 5 planets in the 7th house, and this is why I need 1 month off. Okay, I'm exhausted. Okay, then on December 21st, the sun leaves Sagittarius and moves into Capricorn, into your 11th house of friendships. And things will start to get a little more serious as most families and gatherings are. People just tend to get a little too serious at times for the holiday season. Then on December 22nd at 14 hours 22 minutes, Uranus... Wait, I picked up the wrong one. Uranus sextiles the moon. So from your 2nd to your 4th houses, the moon in Gemini. Okay, so once again, there's going to be positive, flowing spontaneity from what you value and what it can do for perhaps your home decorations. In other words, people may, when they come into your home, they will suddenly comment on how beautiful your home is decorated for Christmas or something of that nature. Then on December 22nd, the full moon occurs in your 5th house of romance and creativity, along with the north node of the moon, which has been transiting your 5th house in Cancer, just the opposite sun sign to Capricorn. And this will highlight, the full moon will highlight whatever needs to be taken care of in a romantic sense, or maybe you'll be uber creative. Then on December 26th at 15 hours 38 minutes, Uranus trines the waning full moon. So from your 2nd to your 5th houses, you will have a very harmonious time with your romantic partner regarding possibly how you value your relationship and or what you spend on one another. That will be nice. Then let's see. On December 28th at 16 hours 28 minutes, Mars in Pisces opposes the moon once the moon pretty much comes full circle in Virgo. So from your 7th house of others to your 1st house of yourself and body, Mars in the sign of Pisces will be opposing the moon in Virgo. Now this isn't such a bad opposition because moon in Virgo people are so sweet. My late boyfriend had his moon in Virgo, and he was so, Venus in Pisces, Pisces, everything. He was a Pisces too. Gosh, he was so self-sacrificing. So this may, again, like I was mentioning before, this may bring you the need for awareness about how much you give to others, a little too much or maybe not enough. I don't know. This brings the awareness that perhaps you need to balance the two, as a 180 is just exactly that. It's like Libra, it's the scales, it's the pros and cons, or you, if you will, of or the us versus them, and the need to be of service. Of course, we all want to be able to give when we can, but just remember, don't forget about yourself. Yeah, that's really hard to do sometimes. Then on December 29th at 9:35, the last quarter moon occurs in your 8th house in Libra at 7 degrees Libra, 36 minutes. Wrapping this month or year to a close, the very last aspect happens then on the very next day, December 30th, at 22 hours 55 minutes, as Uranus in Aries opposes. Sorry if you heard that thump. My next door neighbor's being antagonistic, as she was told not to be very noisy, but she keeps on slamming her closet door. Okay, anyway, with this very last aspect of the year, this again brings, last quarter phase moon in awareness to sudden changes within your value system, your money and earning ability versus others' resources and their values. And with that, I also even forgot to mention, or forgot to say Merry Christmas in there. There are no aspects on Christmas Day. However, I hope you will have a very peaceful Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And please feel free to like, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and or subscribe.